policy briefs.
Yeah, definitely different territory for us.
And looking at something far more, well, profound perhaps, and yet utterly commonplace. Just a tree.
Just a tree. But this source, it really makes you reconsider that just.
It really does. Our entire deep dive today is built around this single, pretty unique YouTube source titled Tree. And the creator, they explicitly promised imaginative verbal photos, lines that are guideful and reassuring, and wrapped up in what they call a poetic hurricane, which is quite a phrase.
A poetic hurricane, wow. That sets expectations, doesn't it?
It does, and it's apparently written for the young, inquisitive, curious mind, but honestly, I think it reframes things for any mind. It takes this static thing in our landscape and just explains it.
That's right. And our mission here, it isn't really to review, standard biology or dendrology.
No, not at all.
Instead, we're pulling out these really complex, multi-layered identities assigned to this one single entity, the tree. And the roles assigned, they swing wildly. From, like, a precision engineer all the way across the spectrum to a spiritual guru. It's quite the range.
It really is. So if you thought a tree was just, a provider of shade.
Yeah, think again.
Exactly. Prepare for a total reassessment. We actually pulled out over 25 distinct functions from this text.
Over 25. And the real insight, I think, lies in the tension between some of these roles, how they coexist.
Exactly. So in this poetic framework, the tree is simultaneously a scientist, an architect, a community builder, and even a philosopher.
All in one.
All in one. So we're going to tackle these ideas in groups. Let's start with the more, maybe, mechanical and environmental roles. Okay, let's unpack the tree as a scientist, engineer, and planner.
Right. So the source starts by assigning jobs that really rely purely on, dedication and time.
Okay.
It calls the tree a driller.
A driller.
Yeah, drilling the earth. But here's the catch. At the slowest pace. Through its roots.
The slowest pace. That's crucial.
It is. It frames it as this incredibly dedicated, long-term construction project happening right under our feet, unseen mostly.
And when we think of drilling or engineering, we usually think speed, efficiency, right?
Exactly. Power tools, quick results.
But the tree's method, according to this text, is all rooted in patience, precision.
It sort of defines the successful engineer here as the one who does the work meticulously over, generations.
That's a powerful contrast.
And what's fascinating is how the source takes these biological facts we might know and gives them these very precise, almost human job titles.
Like what else?
For instance, the tree is described as a great cook.
A cook. Okay, how so?
Well, it operates this natural solar-powered food factory, right? Photosynthesis.
Sure.
Making starch using sunlight, carbon dioxide, water. And the text specifically mentions chlorine.
Chlorine. That's interesting. Biologically, that's maybe not quite right. Is it maybe referring to chlorophyll?
Yeah, I think that's the poet taking a little bit of license there. It could be chlorophyll or maybe just the general chemical processes involved.
Right.
But the poetic intent, that idea of a self-sustaining solar kitchen.
That's crystal clear. And pretty compelling, actually.
It absolutely is. And it's not just cooking, it's also resource management. Structural conversion.
How do they frame that?
The tree is called a converter. Continuously transforming the raw materials it pulls from the earth.
Water, minerals?
Exactly. Into these incredibly complex structures, wood, leaves, buds, flowers, fruits. It's presented as the ultimate manufacturing process, from simple inputs to complex outputs.
Okay, so driller, cook, converter, these are internal sort of foundational jobs. What about its external impact?
Right, so moving from the internal processes to its environmental utility.
Yeah.
The source identifies the tree as this crucial environmental trilogy: scavenger, lifesaver, and stabilizer.
Scavenger, lifesaver, stabilizer. Okay, break that down.
Well, this trilogy is really key to understanding why it's seen as environmentally indispensable in the text.
Okay.
It's a scavenger because it actively absorbs carbon dioxide, cleaning the atmosphere.
Right, the CO2 sponge?
Exactly. Which directly makes it a lifesaver, continually supplying the oxygen we need to breathe.
The flip side of the coin.
Precisely. And then finally, it's a stabilizer. It actively maintains the oxygen content and often humidity levels too in its immediate area.
So it's not just producing, it's regulating.
Yes. It's described as this complete closed-loop environmental management system, which is, quite unlike the often fractured systems humans tend to build.
That's a really good point. Okay, so that covers the environmental utility. But you mentioned planner earlier.
Yes. This is where it gets really interesting, maybe a bit mind-bending. The tree as a futurist.
A futurist? interest. How?
The source actually claims the tree knows its future. It suggests this isn't just random growth, it's proactive calculation.
Okay, calculated what exactly?
The author suggests the tree calculates the velocity of the wind yet to come.
Wow, like future wind speeds.
Yeah, it plans for predictable future forces, essentially. And based on these, let's say, sophisticated calculations, it places its fundamental roots to serve as the strongest, most enduring foundation possible.
So it's a precise calculator and planner anticipating stress.
That's the idea presented, which creates a fascinating tension, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, it's a driller working at the slowest pace.
Right.